Welcome, everybody to the Shipwreck Podcast. I'm your host, Bobby. Shit, what is going on here? Oh my goodness. Starting off already. I don't know what's going on. Why is it doing that? Okay. Here we go. We in the house. Welcome, everybody to the Shipwreck Podcast. I'm your host, Bobby Ship. Once again, welcome. Uh this is gonna be a good, exciting show. Sorry, I had to do some. My executive producers, my grandkids was running around, and so I had to help them out and do some different things with them today. But I'm happy to be here. Happy to have some fun with everybody again and talk the world. Um, this subject today, we're going to go back to Jasmine and Talarico because I really wanted to conversate about it simply because something happened this week with Talarico had some comments about a former or supposed to be opponent of his, Colin Alred, who has since dropped out and now is running for the House. And what I don't want is a civil war to happen here in Texas. And for the first time, I can say that I have my own conspiracies on what's going on with this situation and how we got here. So I want to honestly have a talk about it and figure out, and make sure that we can all stay on the same page because we all got one mission here. The one mission is to make sure that we can get a Democrat in office here in Texas. So that's the big thing. Also, I don't know if you guys got a chance to watch the emergency pod that we had this past weekend with the Epstein's files being released and Don Lemon being arrested. I am going to touch on that again, just so that way, and for people who haven't had the opportunity to see what's going on and learn about it. If you hear some babies in the background, that's just a part of the studio. They back there, they doing things to make sure that we got a smooth, tight running ship for the Shipwreck Podcast. So I thank y'all again for coming in and joining us. And like I said, the first subject I want to touch on what happened to Don. Don Lemon was arrested this past week along with three other journalists, who all I think this is very important to talk about. They all happen to be black, and in my opinion, they were arrested one to lessen the blunt of 3 million Epstein files being released. That is still only half of what should be released, but the DOJ is coming out saying that they're not going to release anymore. But also, I think they want to change the face of the resistance in Minnesota. I think the worst thing that happened for the Trump administration was um, two white folks being killed as part of the resistance. I think that in and of itself has created a firestorm around the country that is hard for people to grapple with, for America, I should say, for America to grapple with, to actually see police brutality. And this is one of the things that, let's be honest, black people have been dealing with since we got here. And so um, when it happens to, honestly, just being honest, the white race, just being honest, it makes it where it's more astonishing. It's more of a, oh my God, what is going on here? And so now I think they're trying to change the race, change the face of the resistance. And so they tried to otherize Miss Good by making her, talking about the fact that she's a lesbian. And then they tried to, they actually went after the Second Amendment, which was astonishing to see, to go after Alex when he was murdered. And so this is the par for the course. This is what they're trying to do. So now that didn't work. So now let's go after the free press, which they've been wanting to do anyway and have been doing for a while. But it's tough to go after independent media. The best way to go after them is through the pocketbooks, because they're independent. And so luckily they have some people, with Don, having his own money and being able to fight it. And hopefully the other three will, if they come over to GoFundMe, I know I will uh, uh, personally contribute to it, just because this is not about them winning. They know they're not going to win because the First Amendment right is give us the right to, the right of freedom of press, freedom of speech. So they know they're not going to win. It's not about winning. It's about the punishment. It's about the process. That is the punishment. The punishment is the process. The fact that they have to go through this, the fact that they was locked up, the fact that they have to hire lawyers. That is that is the punishment for them. So they're not trying to win. They just trying to inflict the punishment of the process. So I wanted to go ahead and talk about that first. And so I want you to first see the video of why they arrested Don. So they arrested Don by saying that he was a part of the protest, and some people are saying he even up organized it, which is all complete and utter bullshit. So I got a quick video that just so you can see what Don was there doing, and then we'll talk about it on the other side.
So they're getting the operation together again. This is an operation that is secret, that they invited folks out. Can't tell you what is going to happen, but you're going to watch it live unfold here on the Don Lemon Show. There are for this reason it may look like MAGA coded, but there's a reason they have so many white people here. I'm just going to be honest. It's because of the operation that they're doing today. It's important to have allies, as they said, white allies here. So that is what I could say. I turned our camera off of them because they're giving some critical information here. But there we go. Everybody's ready to go. Tell us why you're doing this.
This is Operation Pull Up, more of a clandestine operation. We show up somewhere that is a key location. They don't expect us to come there. And then we disrupt business as usual. So that's what we're about to go do right now. ICE out! ICE out! ICE out! ICE out! ICE out! ICE out! Demanding justice for Renee Good and letting them know that this will not stand. They cannot pretend to be a house of God while harboring someone who is directing ICE agents to wreak havoc upon our community and who killed Renee Good, who almost killed a 6-month-old baby. Enough is enough. I am a reverend on top of being a lawyer and an activist. So I come here in the power of the Almighty God.
This is the beginning of what's going to happen here. When you violate people's due process, when you pull people off the street and you start dragging them and hurting them and not abiding by the Constitution, when you start doing all of that, people get upset and angry. And if you remember what the Civil Rights Movement was about, the Civil Rights Movement was about these very kinds of protests. And for some reason, in our modern era, people think that in order to have protests, you got to be, cordoned off to a certain area and, what time you can protest. There's nothing in the Constitution that tells you what time. So right now is kind of mayhem. We're not part of the activists, but we're here just reporting on them. Did they explain to you why they're here?
They did not.
They said that there is someone here in Easterwood, who is a member of ICE, and he's a pastor of the church. What do you think of this?
There's a harmless Christian here that wants to praise the Lord with my son, and now I got to go home. I'm sorry that you guys are so angry.
I'm just chronicling. I'm not with the group.
What do I have to say?
Can you understand why they're angry?
I don't understand any of this because I'm a simple man. I'm a simple man who loves the Lord and is a good father. This is what we look forward to, is coming, being with our family and praising Jesus, and that's not something that we have to run away from. So this is kind of a bad day for us. But, we're going to heaven, so that's the best news we got.
Do you understand that some of these folks feel voiceless?
I don't understand, because right now I'm so upset right now. I don't really have I'm thirsty, and I can't think very clearly. So what I want to do is just say, we love you. My son and I love you guys. And
I'm a journalist. They're activists.
The simplest thing we can say is that we love you guys.
What do you mean, you guys?
Well, whoever's here in this house.
Okay.
We don't distinguish between Christian and non-Christian. We love everyone. We want everyone to come to heaven.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. We want folks to go to heaven. And if we need to talk about these things, then this isn't the time for that, really.
But don't you think until we go to heaven, if you believe in that there should be some sort of peace here on earth, and that people should have agency, and we shouldn't be beating people up off the street, and we should be abiding by the Constitution?
I think that's just a little bit loaded for me right now, what you're doing.
Why so?
Well, I don't want to interview right now. I don't want to interview. I just want to tell you guys I love you. I don't need to interview right now because I want to be with my son. It's Sunday. It's time for rest. and for renewal. I would like to answer your question, but I just can't right now.
Okay, thank you.
So again, he was there as a journalist, and um, it's a couple of things too in here that makes it so egregious. The fact that they try to charge these, well, not try, they have charged these journalists. The fact that they charge them with the KKK act for going into a church and disrupting churches. It on its face is absolutely ridiculous. Again, if you would like to join the talk, if you got a comment, you can always leave a comment. If you're on Facebook, please, if you don't mind, sharing this on your Facebook so we can continue to grow our community. I will say we have been growing community pretty good here recently, and I appreciate everybody that's watching, everybody have shared. If you're on YouTube, hit like, hit subscribe. If you want to join the conversation, again, it's in the Facebook. You can absolutely hit the link there and join our conversation, because look, this is a community for all of us, and you're welcome to join us on the couch and and enjoy the conversation. And it's not just, I don't want just people who abide by what we, or what way I may personally think. I want different viewpoints. I want to be able to have that discussion. I want to be able to figure out, and figure out and talk about, our different viewpoints. But if but be honest, and have the intellectual honesty to have those conversations and be able to back our opinions up if need be. With that being said, I will bring on our first guest that we have, and it's a oldie but goodie. Always, Ronnie. How you doing, Ronnie? How you doing today?
What's the word, baby? Every day is
We
day
good.
one.
We good. We good. Absolutely.
Yeah. Hey,
So
listen,
welcome again. Welcome again. We got the Don thing. I wanted to get into also the next subject that I wanted to talk about, not just with Don, but the Epstein files and some of the things that came out there, and then I wanted to spend most of the time on the Talarico and Crockett race. But we got some more coming on. Hey, how you doing? How you doing today, Sister Wu? How you doing? Can you hear us, Sister Wu? You got you. I can't hear you, Sister Wu. All right, we're gonna work on her mic. If you need to, Sister Wu, call me and I can get you that way. That's probably the best way to do it. Let me
I
tell
know
you.
a lot of times they gotta open it up on Edge too, or Safari. Instead of like Google, they gotta do it on Safari.
Yeah. So let me tell her to call. Go ahead and give me a call. So anyway, how did you feel about the Don Lemon thing so far, and what happened there?
Man, you already said everybody. I mean, everyone said the exact same thing. Don Lemon about to get some bread, because that was definitely an illegal arrest, saying that this man was obviously not a part of this a part of the protest. And even if he was a part of the protest, it's legal. You feel what I mean? They didn't break any laws.
Yeah, no, he did not break any laws whatsoever.
No, even listen, even that, even if he was a part of the protest, he didn't break any laws. You see what I'm saying? But he obviously wasn't there to be a protester.
And I absolutely agree with you, because in the law, when it comes to the KK, it's two different laws. It's the law that comes from 1870, which is the KKK law, as well as a law. I want to say it's the FACE Act, or I can't remember offhand, that talks about that says that it's for abortions, and they threw in there places of worship, that you can't go and impede people from those two things. But to do that, you have to show a violence. You have to be violent. The protesters weren't violent.
You know what I mean? Talking about like blowing up a church and killing 4 black girls. You're talking about that kind of church, that kind of violence.
Yeah,
that's the kind of thing. I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm just this. Like, this is the kind of stuff I think they do stuff, and I honestly think they do it just like what you said earlier. It's just to get people to think of something else, to throw something out there, which they know is bull crap. They charged a black man with a KKK.
Yeah. Actually, it's 4 people. I don't even know. It was 3 others that was charged. All of them. Yeah, all of them were.
All black.
All of them were.
Yeah, but just think about that.
I just want to make
all
sure
4
that this is
people
working before we go any further. Sister Wu, can you hear us?
Yeah.
All right. Can you hear Ronnie?
No, I can hear you perfectly though.
Okay, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Let me see. Can y'all
Can you
hear
hear
her?
her?
If y'all can hear, I can hear her. Yeah, I can hear her loud and clear. Hopefully the community can, but I can hear you loud and clear. Their sister will. Oh, okay, all right. So you probably on. Okay. Um. Yeah, we're
Yeah.
good. We're good. We're just talking about what happened to Don. How do you feel about the first part as far as what happened to Don and the other three journalists that were arrested? That again happens to be black. With oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, I still can't hear her.
You can't. Okay, hold on.
No.
Let me see if community, if y'all don't mind, can y'all see if y'all can hear? If you can just say you hear them, I would appreciate that. Somebody just put it in. Yeah, I got you loud and clear. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't hear anything.
I don't know if my co-producers give me another test there, Angel. Yeah, I got you. I think you're good.
Mm-mm.
Let me see.
Probably got to change her audio output for whatever that is to the speaker to your
Yeah, I
whatever.
got it. I got it on there already.
Check out my melody.
There we go. Somebody said check out that melody.
Yeah, but that was on my speaker. Can you hear it now? Can you hear
No,
it
I
now?
just heard. Mm-mm.
Nope. You still can't hear. Hold on, I got somebody that's checking in. We can't hear. Nope, y'all can't hear. All right. Let me work on that. Keep.
Try to get back on the link.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So go ahead, Ronnie. I don't know what
Yeah,
happened.
so that's what I was saying, bro. I mean, I'm just
Mhm.
really just kind of repeating what you said earlier. Is you know, they do things for cause. They do things to cause something other than, you
I
know
know
what I
what it
mean, what
was.
people really want to be.
Yeah, I'm gonna get her now. I know what it was.
Yeah, your voice even changed.
Yeah. Can you hear
Uh,
me now? Can you hear me?
I can still hear you. Yeah,
Okay.
I can hear you. Yeah,
I don't
so
know.
for me, it's kind of like
Mhm.
you think about this for a second. They on a twofold thing. I can hear something ringing too.
You hear ringing?
Yeah, somebody just
Have you
answered.
All right.
heard?
Yep, we got you. We got you. That was me.
I
That
can
was me.
hear.
Again, I appreciate y'all, everybody. I'm still learning this. We got some technical difficulties, but that's what make us us. And we're
Yeah.
gonna continue to grow. This is what happens when you have two executive producers, one who's two and one who just started walking last week. This is what happened. You know, they got the lighting all messed up. You know what I mean? They
Oh
messed with the
man.
microphones. We just got all kinds of stuff going on, but we're gonna fix it. Okay, we're gonna
It's
get it
okay.
together.
We take it all in
Look,
stride.
The
Mhm.
unemployment rate is already going high. I can't afford to fire them. I really can't.
Exactly.
We can't, we can't, we can't afford more people out on the street. So
Exactly.
we just gonna bear with it. We just gonna bear with it. But
Yeah.
all right, everybody, we're good now. So these are the four people who were actually arrested. I don't know if you can see it, Angel. You may have to look at your phone or whatever, because since you called me in, you may have to look at your computer or however you're watching the broadcast. But
Okay.
these are the four individuals who were arrested. I don't think it's a coinky dink that they arrested four black people.
And charging with a
The KKK.
KKK.
It's not a
Hey,
coinky.
here's another thing why I say this, right? And I'm really glad that they actually do this kind of stuff, because it shows you
Mhm.
their outs. You feel what I mean? Like, you all this crazy stupid stuff that they putting out here for me. If I was us sitting on this side of it, and you showing me like all these are all your outs, these are all the ways that you thinking about trying to do something stupid, I love it. Point them all out, because when they get all this crap fixed and changed, then that those ops can't be used again. So all they
Well,
doing is tightening up that noose. All they doing is tightening up that noose more and more.
really, what is
Because
to go ahead? Go ahead.
yeah.
I,
So
I,
for me, it's they knew that this was some bull crap. They knew this
yeah,
was some bullshit.
yeah,
They gonna sue the shit out of them, because I would sue the shit out of them first. That would
absolutely,
be one of the biggest
absolutely.
things. On top of that, because the judge is kind of already ruled on this kind of stuff. Like, hey, you
It's the
know
First
that
Amendment. I mean,
either
it's
way,
clear.
either
It
way,
is
yeah,
absolutely clear is that they have the right to and nothing in that, bro. He literally said, I don't know how many times he said, I'm reporting. This is not me.
I'm
This,
not part of
I'm
this
not
group.
part of them. I'm not a part of this. I'm just chronicling. I'm reporting. So
Right.
he's clearly reporting. It's about the cruelty. It's about the process. It's about that is the punishment. Having to hire a lawyer, having to be in jail overnight, all of those things about the scare. Honestly, because we all know how it is when they come to arrest somebody that's black. Let's be real. They already scared, and so who knows? It may be they come in there to arrest you, but things happen. Look at Breonna Taylor. You get what I'm saying? So
yeah, you know why a lot of people.
we know what they're doing. We understand what they're doing, and so
yeah.
And
you
go
know
ahead,
why
go
a lot
ahead.
of black people in jail right now? Is it because they're guilty or they don't have enough money to defend themselves? What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, I think
so.
I think
So they're gonna try to bankrupt this dude.
It's a lot of different reasons why so many black folks in jail. Overpolicing is definitely one
most
of
it is that. Yeah, most of it's because they don't have enough money to defend themselves or bail themselves out. But for him, what they're gonna try to do is they're gonna roll it slow and they're gonna try to bankrupt him through the courts, right? But like you said, like whenever this the GoFundMe thing comes out, he's gonna have too much money behind him. Like so I think they understand this portion.
Yeah, I think he's good. Like I said, I'm willing and to help out the other three that were arrested, because I'm sure that they are not well known as Don Lemon. Don Lemon got a good package as well when he left. And so I mean I'm sure he's okay. Not to say that he couldn't use it, but
and you got to remember that this guy had you got to remember like you said, the other three don't have the machine that used to be behind them. Don Lemon know the ups and downs of all of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? He had a whole big machine behind him. You know what I'm saying? So he knows that's what keyed me onto it. Like he knew what to say when the guy was like, "Hey, what are you guys doing pro?" He's like, "Hey, whoa, hold up! I'm not a part of that group. I'm just here to be a reporter."
Yeah, I'm reporting on it.
So he clearly stated that to make it understandable. Like, hey, look, now don't try to pull me into this bull crap. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? So he a smart guy, man. So what it is, they're gonna have the government or us gonna have to pay the folks.
We absolutely are. When it's all said and done, we're gonna pay in the billions to cover all of the different lawsuits. And then I want to say this. I just because this is something that people probably don't even think about. All the amendments that they have already trampled on. You got the First Amendment, where you have free speech, freedom of the press, freedom of religion. So let's go with that. You have the Second Amendment, where they're coming at the guns now. You have the Third Amendment. Everybody's probably saying, what the hell is the Third Amendment? The Third Amendment is the one for quarters. You do not have to house soldiers in your quarters. Well, Hilton tried to kick ICE out in Minnesota, and ICE said, "No, we're not leaving." So that is holding court. To me, in my mind, that's holding people in your house that you don't want in your house any longer, whether it's a business or not. You're holding soldiers in your house. You got the 10th Amendment being trampled on every single time he sends to take the National Guard and sending them places, or what he's doing with ICE. You got the 14th Amendment, birthright citizenship.
Yeah, all the stuff that they doing with all these people.
Are all the different, and I know people probably like, damn, I didn't even think about it. Absolutely. You got to think about all the different rights that they're trying to trample on here. And you're right, Holly. They are looking at, everybody, all the journalists should be afraid, but not stop doing what they're doing. I won't stop doing what I'm doing. We got to continue on. We got to continue to educate. We got to continue to spread the word, because the only thing that's going to stop this is us. And what you were saying there?
Wait, no.
Go ahead.
What, Trevor Noah now?
Yeah, well, yeah,
because of the Grammy thing that he said.
That's freedom of speech.
Like you can't have satire now.
That's
tell jokes about people.
Absolutely,
their feelings hurt. Get out of here, man. So
he wants to be a tyrannical king.
Yeah. So what I'm saying, like what you talked about, you're right. It's going to be billions of dollars, because you got to think about all the people they've interacted with the entire time all this crap is going on. It's going to be a class action type deal where they're going to the government just going to have to settle and be like, look, we know the last cat that was in charge. We're going to have to just pay y'all like 50 racks a piece or something, or whatever it's going to be. Yeah. Right. Because it's going to be a lot of freaking
a lot of money. It's gonna be a lot of money.
A lot of suits because it's gonna be a lot of rights. A lot of rights are being violated. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's part of the game too, because I think what's gonna happen is instead of I hope you don't think this, because the government got basically unlimited money. But the thing is, I think he's gonna be like, well, they're gonna have to deal with these thousands and thousands of lawsuits. They ain't gonna even have enough lawyers to come after me. Good luck with that one. But the whole thing for him is like they plan a. I don't think they just playing. I think they playing chess in a way that they mind say that they should be playing chess in, right? In their mind, they already kind of know what their outs are. They're just trying to pick and choose which way I want to attack. Well, you got to remember there's always two sides to that. Actually, there's three sides to it, right? So the thing that they're gonna do, and in my opinion, is exactly what they're gonna throw. Like we talked about. I think you said this a while ago. They're gonna throw a whole bunch of crap on the wall, and they just gonna
do it every week. Yeah.
Scrape it off the wall, bro. like you know what I mean? So it's gonna be so much crap or bullshit or shit on the wall that people aren't even be focusing on the things that they need to be focusing on, which is these Epstein files. We're not going to give you the rest of the files, even though you said a law or the government said or the Congress said shall, and the Senate said shall be by this time. You gonna hold up half of them, and every time it's relevant or evidence that they deem to be relevant, right? Like, no, we don't care about what you deem relevant. We want it all. We don't want to be like, we don't think this relevant. Who's on this? They don't need to know about the president being over there with that. They don't need to know about these people being that's
every day. If you every day, that's what's been reported as well. That every day the Epstein files has been out there. These last batches coming out. That if you continue to search for Trump every day, less searches come up. He's been mentioned 38,000 over the batch that came out since Friday. That being said, that's a great segue too. That's why I put up here the trigger warning, because I do want to get into the Epstein files. Again, if you would like to join the conversation, you're more than welcome to. Please hit like, subscribe, hit the link if you want to join in and talk about this, because this is some heavy shit. And let's start to get into it. So let's talk about the Epstein files. This is just one tranche. Again, one thing that's been in. Like I said, Trump has been mentioned over 38,000 times. It's impossible for me to really show that or anything, but I wanted to show it here. And so let me just, again, this is the trigger warning. Let me see if I can put that back up again, because it really is. If you got kids in a room, that you know you don't want to hear these things, I would suggest that you make them leave, or you cut this. So I hope you don't cut it off, but if you need to cut it off, cut it off. If it's for you yourself, you've been through these type of things, I am sorry, but I do want to report on this and talk about these things, because I think it's something that we need to talk about. And so
put your AirPods in or put headphones on.
Yeah, there you go. So let's start to get into it. The first one I want to talk about is this right here at the top. Trump, the president, had parties at Mar-a-Lago called Calendar Girls. Epstein would bring the children in, and Trump would auction them off. He measured the children's, we're about to get graphic here, viola and vagina by entering a finger, and rated the children on tightness. Other people that were there, they said, was Elon Musk, John Jr., Ivanka, Eric Trump. This was all this is all alleged, obviously, but this is the stuff that is in the files itself. Here's another one. A caller reported that in 1967, a friend of victim one, I was drinking and ended up at Trump's Plaza. Victim one saw Trump and wanted to meet him. An unknown man approached her and offered to introduce her to Trump. The unknown man gave her victim one $300 on the bed, and she don't remember anything. Victim one was wound up deceased. Here's another one. A complainant following up after a call with NYPD officers regarding her previous tip, reporting that she was forced to perform sex acts when she was 13 years old and pregnant in 1984. Complainant reported that there was high-profile individuals involved in her sex trafficking and the murder and disposal of her newborn daughter. Complainant reported Donald Trump participated regularly in paying money to force her to perform sex acts with him, and alleged Trump was present when her uncle murdered her newborn. Here's another one. Blank reported an unidentified female friend who was forced to perform oral sex on President Trump according approximately 35 years ago in New Jersey. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm doing this in real time, and somebody just texted me. The friend told Alexis and that she was approximately 13 or 14 years old when this occurred, and the friend allegedly bit President Trump while performing oral sex. The friend was allegedly hit in the face after she laughed about biting President Trump. The friend said that she was also abused by Epstein. Again, there are more. There are more, but I just wanted to stop at that. I think that's enough, to be honest. Angela, I'm gonna start with you. How do you feel about these alleged accusations, but stuff that was in the Epstein files?
For me, it's loaded. Of course, it's absolutely horrific, the acts that were performed on
Mm-hmm.
these women. But what I find
These
fascinating
kids,
is
they were kids.
uh,
They were women. They were children.
you're
Good
right. I'm
point. Good
sorry.
point. Correct.
You're absolutely right. Children and women. And what I question is one, where were the parents of these children and how did they get there?
Mm-hmm.
Two, there's a lot of parallels between this situation, Diddy, and R.
R.
Kelly.
Kelly. Yep. Yep.
A lot of parallels. But those two men are behind bars with no date of being released. Not saying they should be released. I'm
Mm-hmm.
just going with what we know.
Factually, did he have one? He had to do 5 years. He had to do 5 or 4 and some change
Right.
or
You're
whatever.
right. You're right.
R,
But I
R
have a
got 30.
feeling,
R got 30. R got 30.
right. I
Diddy
have
got
a
4 and
feeling
change.
I have a feeling Diddy won't be getting out in that foreign change, but
I'm with
you
you.
know,
Honestly,
yeah,
I think he's going to wind up getting charged with Tupac's murder, but that's another topic for another day. I think that's
that's
what I
a
think. That's
whole nother
yeah.
thing. And what's interesting yet baffling to me is that all of this was done, all three men, right in front of our faces,
Mm-hmm.
all through the 80s, 90s, the 99 2000 cash money takeover. Like it was right in front of our faces the
Yeah.
whole time, but we were all so blind to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just feel so bad for those children that grew into women
Mm-hmm.
that have to live with this. And nothing, they don't have the satisfaction of knowing this person is behind bars. They won't come after me anymore. I'm sure I hope they're all in therapy
Yeah.
to get some kind of recovery or something related to what they experienced. So,
Mm-hmm.
will we ever get the full story of what happened on that island? I doubt it. I honestly think when Prince Andrew kind of broke this scandal back in 2017, 2018, they purposely killed Epstein, thinking everything would just be like, oh, no, we won't hear about this anymore.
Yeah.
And now it's full blown where we need all the details.
So this is stuff that is coming out that is so crazy. So I even mentioned this on the pod last week's one of the pods last week's I held that
Mm,
the whole Pizzagate stuff that people were saying that was crazy. I was saying that was crazy. Like that was the QAnon stuff of this whole big cabal and stuff like this. QAnon started on 4chan. 4chan was the channel that started QAnon. That's another social media channel where it's like the dark web type thing. And that's
mhm,
what QAnon started on. Epstein was actually talking with the founder of QAnon. So, and QAnon started around the time that Trump started to become more of a figure that could be political. And so it's coming out that a lot, especially all the people that's in his administration, from Lutnick to like, it's like even the person they just wanted to appoint as the Fed chair, is in the Epstein files. It's easily, not being dramatic, at least 5 people, but I believe it's a lot more than that. But I'm gonna just go factual that I know off my rip. At least 5 people in his administration that are in the Epstein file. Now it's coming out that a lot of the things that he's doing, or a lot of the things that was in the QAnon stuff, was actually factually happening, but it was Epstein that was doing it with people that I guess that were, I wouldn't call them Democrats all per se. But they were some people, they were rich people, period. Point blank, plain and simple. And let me say you this. I want to say this because this is something, like I said, I put on my Facebook. I don't give a shit who did anything to these young girls. I don't give a shit. It could be Obama allegedly, which is not hasn't been alleged at all. It could be my daddy. If you did something to these little girls, you need to pay the price for that.
Absolutely.
If statute of limitations is too late, then you need to be ostracized from polite society. It's that
Yeah, so
simple.
there's no statute of limitation for that.
I hope not. But if there
It
is,
isn't.
if there is, that's what needs to happen. Like, I'm not protecting anybody in this. And again, I'm late to the party. I can only speak for myself. I don't know about y'all too, but I'm late to the Epstein party.
I knew
I'm not
already.
real big into conspiracy theories and stuff like that, which is going to lead us to the next subject. But I honestly believe that whoever is involved, whoever knew, you can't tell me this man was charged and he was convicted in 2009 of having sex with prostituting children, knowingly prostituting, and that he got off only being charged with that, If you still was around him, and that include, this ain't alleged, this is actually in the files. Obama's counsel in the White House was giving him advice and talking back and forth with him years, 8 to 10 years after, or not 8 to 10 years, a few years after he was convicted of child prostitution. You're gone. I ain't got nothing for you ever in life. Never. I don't care who it is. If you involved with this, you gotta go. You're gone. But the thing that I see from the cult members still to this day in MAGA is they can't say that. They won't say that, which tells you the more is, again, like the same thing when it comes to police brutality and it comes to not the police, but back in the blue. It's the same thing. They back the blue if the blue is on their side. So they backing ICE right now because ICE is on their side. But guess who they don't back? The cops from DC. They don't back them. Because it's not about backing the blue. It's not about right or wrong even. It's about my side versus theirs. So if it could be possibly a Republican or Trump or anything like that, they just say it's all bullshit, or we need to go after the Democrat. Whoa, hold on. It should be anybody. That's what we should be talking about. I swear to God, if you was to unmask a name and that email came, the one I had for little girls, and I can bring it up for people, where he said that I had a great time tonight, and especially with that the little girl, the young girl, yeah. And guess the only thing that's redacted, Sister Wu, is the name of the man who sent it to Jeffrey Epstein.
And that's something. They considered him a victim. And listen. There was only supposed to black out the victims, right?
Yeah.
Did you see any leaks of the people that did all this stuff to him, other than Epstein and Trump and all them cats? No. A lot of those cats got redacted. For me, man, and I'm this goes without even saying. Y'all, listen, y'all already know what time it is with me. I mean, I can't even imagine any of that kind of stuff happening. And I agree with Ms. Wu. It's like, we're the parents. But for the questions for me is that's for and I agree 100%. But that's for me. That's for later, right? Right now, for right now, you got to look at the circle of people that was in that group. those people run basically so much. They got so they had Elon Musk in there.
Sister Wu,
the man was the richest. Is the richest man on the planet. You know what I'm saying? They had.
No, he wasn't then. He wasn't.
Hold on, no. Hear me out.
The richest man then.
Listen.
But he
Hear
was
me out.
still privy to.
He was super rich back then. He was super rich back then. Bill Gates is a part of that stuff. That's why his wife was talking about it earlier today.
Absolutely.
And that was all a part. That's why she freaking divorced him, because he was dealing with this clown.
Sister Wu, can you see what I got on the screen right now?
Yes, and it's disgusting.
So for me,
why is the person?
I don't know.
Ronnie.
Especially this is way after he got convicted too.
This is 2014. This is 7 years after he was convicted.
Yeah. So I'm with you, dog.
The littlest girl was a little naughty. That's my point. And for sake of argument's sake, he could have been little in stature. I doubt it, but it's possible. Again, that man's name should be uncovered. And if the name says Barack Hussein Obama .whitehouse.gov,
it's over.
It's that simple.
What's 100%. More disturbing is now it's coming out that they are passing gonorrhea that is not curable because there's no antibiotic strong enough. What?
Huh? Explain. No. Explain this one to. Explain this one to me. No.
There's a thing floating around saying that Trump, Elon Musk, and Bill Gates all have some super hyper
allegedly
mm-hmm. have some itchy and scratchy things going on, and it is not curable because there's no antibiotic strong enough. And that's something else that allegedly Bill Gates' wife was speaking on, because he tried to slip her some medication.
Yeah. They talked him and Epstein, Epstein. It was in Epstein files that they were trying to figure out how to slip his wife a medication of antibacterial to get rid of whatever STDs that she had, that she got from Bill allegedly doing some extracurricular activities, doing some shit he had no business doing. And so
how
this
sick are y'all that y'all keep passing this around? So that means you're passing it to these little girls. Do they know?
Mm-hmm.
Have they sought out any medical attention?
Mm-hmm.
Now they have to live with this?
Yep.
And that's another thing they have to talk about in therapy?
Yep. They are being re-victimized because there's been they didn't even read that good. Like they was 40 days out of compliance, 42 days actually, to be out of compliance, and they're still out of compliance today because they haven't released them all. So they're still out of compliance today, and I should have just put that up too. But they are still out of compliance, and they haven't redacted all of the photos from the young ladies, now women. They haven't redacted their names even, to the points where the lawyers are saying bring it back down and actually do a real fucking redaction. That's how bad it is.
But it's too late.
And I want y'all to think about this. Think about this and think about who Trump is as a person. He has no empathy for anybody, right? Anybody, like the only empathy he showed for Ms. Good that was murdered was her parents were Trump supporters. He had no empathy for Alex, who was murdered. He has no empathy for anybody. But think about all the times he has empathy for all of the men that he ran around with Jeffrey Epstein.
I don't want to release the files because I might hurt some of my friends.
It might hurt people. It may hurt people.
What?
Think about that.
Yeah, I already know.
He's mentioned more times. This is a true statement here. He is mentioned more times in the Epstein files than Jesus and God is in the Bible. That's a fact. Let me say that again for everybody. Donald Trump is mentioned more times in the Epstein files than Jesus and God in the Bible. I think that's a good point to lead off of. I mean, to come off of and jump to this next subject, because this is one I wanted to really talk about. Again, anybody, if you're watching, you're always welcome to leave comments. If you want to join a party, you're more than welcome to hit the link. If you're on Facebook, please hit share. I really would appreciate it, just because I'm trying to get the word out to more people, and it is working. It is working, people. Our couch is growing. Our community is growing, and I really appreciate everybody that have supported us and continue to watch us. Even if you watch every once in a while, I appreciate it. If you're on YouTube, hit that like, hit that subscribe if you haven't already. If you want, share it on your page. Go take it to your Facebook and share it on your Facebook. I really do appreciate it. This next subject I wanted to get into is what's going on here in Texas, and it is the fight for the Democratic nomination. That's the one that concerns me, because I want to win. I want to win Texas, and I understand that it's a long shot. The long shots happen. We just recently, this past weekend, where I can honestly say myself and my family voted to help the Texas State Senate elect a Democrat.
Did everyone in your family not vote before?
All of us vote, but we are outnumbered. We are complete outnumbered, and I mean we're outnumbered on this block. Okay, so
okay.
But this is the first time I can pronounce around a victory. This is the first time our county. This is one thing I did not know. Of all the things, I'm pretty big in politics. I did not know that the county that I live in is the most populated red county in the country. Let's tell you what I'm surrounded by.
So can you just come back to Pennsylvania? Like, it's time to go.
Well, the way my co-producers is set up, I really don't think that's
bring them too. They'll like it.
I don't know. I don't know if you want to trade that freaking that weather down in Texas for that old Philly back in the day. Our skin ain't thick enough for Philly or that North no more.
Not no more. Not no more.
No sir.
No more.
No sir.
Yeah.
No sir.
I will be visiting Philly, but I don't think I'll be there long enough to be a swing voter. I don't think I'm gonna be there long enough to do that. So yeah,
I'm with you, dog. I'm with you 100%. But no, man, like we were talking about. I mean, that's great, man. I actually needed applause, man, when you say that, because hit that.
We balling out here. We balling out here. We won a state that we haven't won in a long time. We're not won a state.
About that for a second.
We won a district we haven't won in a long time. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you go.
No, but that's what I'm telling you. That's what I was saying before in the beginning. Is like the system is going to work. It is. This country has been through 1,000 times worse things. 1,000 times. Right? They done burnt down the White House and we rebuilt that son of a bitch. We done been through a civil war. We done been through civil rights. We done been through Jim Crow. We done been through all this crazy stuff. We done been through race. We done been through a whole bunch of stuff, and this country still continues to build and get better, in my opinion. Now, did we backtrack? Are we backtracking a little bit? I mean, we can't always win every game. I mean, you got to take the L to get better a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and you actually get better with an L. Right? Because you learn not what not to do. And this is why I say this a lot too, is I'm so happy that these type of things are happening. I'm not happy that the people were killed and people are being their rights being trampled. But in a sense, you have to look at it as, you know what? It had to come out this way because there would have been no other way to find out a lot of these guys have, right? So or potential outs that people have, right? So and it's bringing people it's
We lost Ronnie. Holly, are you still there?
I can hear you.
I am.
I hear you. I heard you the whole time.
Yeah, we just lost you for a second, but go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna make it quick, so I know we got to move on. But it's just for me. I believe it's bringing this country closer together. Now, is it going to be 100%? It's nothing's 100%, right? But if the majority is doing the good thing, then we're heading in the right direction. You know what I'm saying? Now, 2 steps forward, 1.5 steps back, you're still a half a step forward. You feel what I mean? Yeah. So you got to think of it in a sense of where you can't dictate how much further back that we got to walk. As long as we don't go past the 2, we're good. right? So I think we can get up to 1.99. It still ain't 2 steps, right? We still moving in that same direction. So in my opinion, this is just my opinion. Look what's happening at all these elections, right, throughout this country, how all these seats are changing, right? They see this thing coming, and they looking at, hey, how can we get out of here? Because I said this in the beginning, no grifter goes into any situation and don't have outs. We just got to close those doors on those outs, and that's what's happening right now. And they panicking, so that's why they're going through all these crazy things that are happening. And before I probably watch right before November pop up, right? Watch how many people from this time forward to that time. Watch how many people start trying to jump ship, and it's gonna be too late already. And the point of it is that that's going to be the point where people are going to really be like, oh my God, they're going to wake up and like, whoa, where the hell have we been? You've been on the wrong side of the thing the whole time.
I absolutely agree with you, which makes the fact that Nikki is jumping on board literally right before we get to the last train as crazy as it is. I mean, but we're not even going to. I digress. We're not going to talk about Nicki Minaj because she ain't worth our time. She ain't shit.
Nope.
Welcome to the pod, Holly. How we doing today? How we doing? Welcome back.
I am well. I'm well. Good to be back. Of course, I've been listening, but about time I get in, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. We got you loud and clear.
Okay, cool. By the time I just walked in the door, so I'm multitasking, but I'm listening.
We appreciate you. We appreciate you always, shipmate. And what brought you on today? Because like you said, I know you always listen to, like, we have a very loyal community. Once again, I appreciate and appreciate everybody that listens to us, loyally or first time or long time. And so what brought you today to say click the link to want to get on?
The victory. What's it, District 9 you guys in?
Yes.
District 9. That victory really spoke volumes as to which way Texas turning blue. That was absolutely amazing. And I will say, I've listened to you and y'all have debated the Talarico and the Crockett thing. And I was with you, Bobby. I didn't come on and help you defend your point, but I was with you because we in Texas. But that literally gave me a lot of hope as to what is possible in Texas. I mean, like you said, that's the reddest state for 75 years now? Yeah. And for them to turn that district 75 years, and for them to turn it blue
since the 70s, not
70s. Okay, 70s. I knew it was 70 something. Yeah. But for them to turn it blue was absolutely amazing. So I think we actually, that actually give you a glimmer of hope here in Texas for sure. The other thing, I don't know if you're going to talk about it, is Trump keeps talking about trying to federalize the elections because he's trying to now. You haven't heard that?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, absolutely. I have. But again, it's he throws so much shit at the wall that we can't talk about everything. We try to keep it under 2 hours. Because I have a wife that'll kill me. So we got to prioritize some things, but. You absolutely go for it. You brought it up, so it's the.
Well, no. I was just gonna say that is probably one of the reasons why. Because anytime he loses, it's rigged. It was unfair. We let illegals vote and everything. Whenever he loses, and he's just talking about federalizing the 13 states that he lost to. So, but. When you start talking about that, I was like, let me just jump on and give my my little opinion here, but appreciate the time for sure.
Which again is against the Constitution because the Constitution
absolutely
the elections is to the states.
100%. But I was going to mention that he can't do it.
The part that's so crazy to me is how many times have you heard or seen these Republicans say, "I keep the Constitution in my pocket. It's in my pocket." And how many times do you see this man? I'm not going to say I'm not going to put it all on the Republican Party. How many times do you see this man who has never read the Constitution in his life? Now that I'm gonna say allegedly, but I'm pretty factually sure that he ain't never read the Constitution.
You're probably right.
That dude clueless.
But he again, the First Amendment, freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of speech by simply wanting to deport people because they talk about the United States, freedom of speech by going after Jimmy Kimmel, going after Trevor Noah just here recently by freedom. That's the First Amendment. And then now we're going after journalism. We're locking up journalists. The Second Amendment, we already know what happened with what he's doing with guns. Now guns to protest is bad. Guns to protest is okay when Republicans do it. Again, it's about right or wrong. It's about us versus them. It's not about right or wrong, anything else. Third Amendment, quarters. Let me say that again, people, for the people that's just watching, you just cut it on. Quarters. Let me understand what I'm talking about. The Third Amendment means you cannot keep the government or soldiers without your will in your house. That they made that amendment because back in the day when we were slaves, the British people would just say, "We come in your house and you're going to keep us in there," you know. And so, what did Hilton try to do when all the stuff happened in Minneapolis? They tried to kick ICE out. ICE said, "Nah, we ain't leaving," and they didn't leave. That's the Third Amendment. The 10th Amendment,
power off in that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Don't forget about the Fourth Amendment. Don't forget about the Fourth Amendment. Legal searches.
Oh, you search and see. You are absolutely right. God damn it, you thank you, my brother. The Fourth Amendment is illegal search procedures. They are going into houses without judicial warrants, with administrative warrants. Let me tell you what an administrative warrant is. Administrative warrant is me going around and say, "Yo, boss, I need you to sign this real quick. And then now, guess what? I'm up in your crib." No. You can't go to your boss and ask for a warrant. You got to go to a judge. The 10th Amendment, again, goes to states' rights and states' procedures. They trampling all over that. And then I'm going to go with the last one, the 14th Amendment, birthright citizenship. There's a case in front of the Supreme Court right now for that. Because there's an EO saying we ain't got to do that no more. This is where we at in America. So you need to ask yourself, this is a perfect segue. You need to ask yourself, what kind of country do we want? That's why this race in Texas is important, because as Holly came on here to say, anything is possible in Texas. We can win in Texas. It is possible. Holly, I don't know if you've seen the last the episode of us doing the debate, and my fellow brothers and sisters have convinced me to go with stop playing defense with Talarico, because I was defensive just like you. I mean, we talked about this. Stop playing defense. Let's go on offense. Let's throw the Hail Mary. Let's strategically, write up our 15 plays and score a touchdown.
Understood. So, and absolutely, I was listening to that, and I was on your side. I'm like, yeah, we in Texas, but this last election has really given a lot of hope to a lot of things, not just this seat here in Texas, but to a lot of things. People are tired.
Absolutely.
Black, white, brown, everybody's tired of all his tactics. And and I know this wasn't on the topics, but like with the trying to federalize elections, I don't know if you ever watch Abby Phillip, but she comes on at 9 o'clock at night.
I don't simply because she gives a platform to Scott Jennings, and I don't do fake. I don't do fake, and he is completely fake. He does not believe what he's saying, and I'd rather have people that believe what they're saying on the show. Like I want different.
I think you have to listen to the opposition. I think it's necessary to listen to the opposition as well, because that gives you a train of thought of where they are. You know what I'm saying? We know they're crazy. We know that it's a cult. We know all of that. But I think it's important to listen.
If you honestly feel that way, if I know you're saying this because you want to run for Senate or to make money, like you're doing it for theater. If you're doing it as an actor, I don't want to watch that, because we're talking about real life. If I want to watch a drama, I'll watch a drama. You get what I'm saying? Like that's where for me, I can't watch it. If it's somebody that's real and honest and truly, like, I will watch it. If don't get me wrong, I hate the fucker, but if he was going to Nick Fuentes, the neo-Nazi, if he came on the show and wanted to argue with against Joy Reid or Don Lemon or Van Latham who came on, I'm gonna watch that, because that's somebody I know who really truly believes. If Marjorie Taylor Greene came on there, I would watch it because I know that she really believes it. I don't agree with her on a lot of things.
Mm-hmm. Well, Scott ain't on there every night. I watch it because you get a different perspective from the other side, and just to support I mean, she is the face of CNN primetime, a young black woman. So if nothing else, to support her show. But that's neither here nor there. What I was getting ready to say was they had on there last night probably about 10. She played about maybe 10 little snippets of Republicans going against federalizing elections. And now, just the hypocrisy of it is the part the point I was trying to make. You know, if it's in their favor, they're for it. If it's not in their favor, they're against it.
That is exactly it. I ran a series last week or a week ago, 2 weeks ago maybe now, about the hypocrisy of the Republican Party, whether it came to guns, whether it came to guns, whether it came to Blue Lives Matter and stuff like that. And those have been some of my biggest, and that's helping us grow the community. And that is why, like, you can literally see it, like now, especially now when it comes to the Second Amendment, especially when he's saying no, you can't bring guns. When you can literally, you got so many examples. As long as it's my team bringing on,
it's okay.
We good. How dare you? How dare you say anything to a law-abiding citizen? Once now it's somebody else that don't have the same viewpoint as you. Now we got to curtail it. Now that's I'm not feeling that. Sister Wu, I'm gonna give you a last chance before we move on to the Talarico stuff, because I really want to get into this because I want to see where we're at.
I got a terrible lag. I'm gonna log out and log back in.
Okay.
Honestly, I have not been paying that close attention to the news on the Talarico situation because I was working on other things.
Yeah.
If you could fill me in.
I'm also, don't even worry about it. I got you. I got some videos. So we're gonna tee it up right here. This is the video. So Mike Talarico, this is a fact now. This is not conjecture. This is actually a fact. He had. I'm gonna play the video and then let's see what she says, and then we'll come on the other end and then I'll fill in the blanks if I need to. This is the young lady who reported on Talarico. They had a private conversation, and Talarico said, called the former nominee for the Democratic Party a mediocre black man, and we're just gonna go from there.
James Talarico told me that he signed up to run against a mediocre black man, not a formidable and intelligent black woman. And I want to explain why this is problematic, especially as he shifted his current approach in the Texas Senate race. Now, before I get into the conversation that led to this comment, I want to put it out there that I supported Talarico and planned on voting for him before Jasmine Crockett joined the race. I'm voting for James Talarico. So I planned on voting for him when he was running against Colin Alred, the mediocre black man that he's referring to. Now, no matter how you feel about Colin Alred, the man is an attorney, a former professional football player, and a former congressman. But I'm not bringing this forward because I want to bring any more negativity to this race. I care way too much about Texas to do something like that. But I do think it is my responsibility to bring something like this forward. And I do think it also indicates some things that are pretty important when it comes to how he's moving with his campaign. The obvious intimidation of Jasmine Crockett, along with the racially charged disrespect of Colin Alred as a black man, indicates something deeper than just a overly familiar comment that is coded in a compliment for a black woman. This explained to me why he would jump at the opportunity to play victim at just the mere thought as anything other than positive being out about him. And it also explains why he would say something like attack ads is what she planned on doing, when the actual video he's referring to says nothing of the sort. Using this language when you have the privilege of being a white man, when people across the political spectrum are also using the angry black woman that's aggressive trope to attack her, is microaggressive. That's why I previously stated that this is an indication of his insecurity around his candidacy, or it's indicating that he's had something to hide. So getting into the conversation that led to the comment from James, I was angry and concerned after receiving an email and a text message from James Carville on Talarico's behalf for donations. James Carville is a Democratic strategist that has made comments recently about the need for Democrats to drop woke politics, and even wrote an article in November for the New York Times saying exactly that. And I'm always going to advocate for Black people because I don't care about how much you talk about affordability, housing, healthcare, or whatever. If woke politics is not included in that, which directly impacts Black people, then we're left out of that conversation and policy. So I made that known to the campaign as someone that has a possibility of sitting in that seat. Now, up until this comment, the conversation was going well. That's why it threw me off so much to have a white man say this to a Black woman who was coming to him with concerns in relation to him for Black people. That is why the multiple people and news sources that have stated that he's working with Liz Smith, a consultant that's known for smearing competitors and campaigns, sounds credible to me, even though the campaign keeps saying that they're not, even though they've stated otherwise previously. Creators talk to him both individually and collectively, and multiple of us have caught them lying to us. Now, I stand by my statements that he's way better than Kim Paxton, who's the current frontrunner for Republicans, and a terror that we're trying to protect the rest of the country from. But this isn't someone I feel comfortable being in office when we have a truly amazing candidate like Jasmine Crockett as an option. So yes, I'm voting for Jasmine Crockett for Senate, and I encourage you to do so as well.
All right, that I think, I don't know if you guys can hear it better than I could. Maybe it was maybe just me cutting out on. Could you hear her, Angel, what she was saying?
Yeah, it was choppy, but I was reading the subtitles.
Okay. All right. So
I heard it perfectly.
Basically, she was a supporter of Talarico. She's a TikToker, so she's an influencer on TikTok and Instagram and stuff like that. And she's had there's actually a 9-minute video. If anybody would like to know it in the show notes, I can put it out there. I didn't want to play the whole 9-minute thing where she actually had the receipts of her talking back and forth with the Talarico campaign, pictures with her with with James Talarico and stuff like that. So she went to his campaign because she had problems with James Carville stop talking about woke politics. And it's so that was the issue, because it's hard for me, I'm gonna be honest with you, not to interject how I feel about it, but I'm gonna just tell you what the whole story is before I tell you my opinion. So she went there, she had a conversation. Now in between her saying that she needed to talk to James and stuff like that to figure out where he was at, because now you bringing other people in who don't like woke politics, whatever like that are longtime Democrats and stuff like that. I want to talk to you. They asked her, do you want it to be on or off the record? She said, no, it can be off the record. So her, as an influence, went to the campaign event here, actually not far from me, and had a conversation with him that was completely off the record. And in that, he said that he thought that he was running against, because I don't know if anybody knows, let me say this too. Jasmine got into the race the beginning of December, end of November, right before the filing deadline. Before that, Colin Alred, who ran last time and won the primary as a Democrat, and it got 1 million more votes than any other Democrat ever, won the race. He was running for Senate again, but once Jasmine got in the race, he dropped out and let Jasmine run. So he said to Talarico said to the young lady, I thought I was running against a mediocre Black man. I'm now running against a formidable Black woman. That was the comment that he said. And first, a lot of people came out and said, and honestly, I don't know. It wasn't surprising. The campaign, Talarico came and said, no, she didn't say this, she didn't say that. But Talarico came out and said, no, that's what I said. No, that's what I said. And he said that, and I'm gonna call it bullshit. The bullshit that I was talking about, the campaign was mediocre. I wasn't calling him mediocre. But that's where it stands now. So I have a couple other videos that I think should come out more clearer, because I want to get us the whole picture before we can get into it about, how our feelings are and stuff like that. So I want to play the actual video of Colin Alred responding to hearing and knowing what Talarico said about him after he dropped out of the race, so and let me add this, because this is a factual thing. This conversation was had the very first week of January, like January 9th, 8th, something like that. So this happened 2 or 3 weeks ago, which I think plays a major part. But again, we'll talk about that in a second. But here is Colin Alred's response, and let's go from there.
Morning, everybody. It's cold out here, and I got some steam coming off my head because I'm, just finished my workout. Got some steam coming out of my ears too. I understand that James Talarico had the temerity and the audacity to say to a black woman that he had signed up to run against a mediocre black man, meaning me, not a formidable, intelligent black woman, meaning Jasmine Crockett. Let me just break this down into a few segments here. First of all, let me just give you some free advice, James. If you want to compliment black women, just do it. Just do it. Don't do it while also tearing down a black man, okay? We've seen that play before. We're sick and tired of it. We're tired of folks using praise for black women to mask criticism for black men. That's not good for our community. It's not good. It doesn't work, and we know what you're doing. Okay, so if next time you want to praise a black woman, just do that. Leave black men out of it. Just leave a lot of things out of it. Second of all, did you ever have a coach or somebody, a leader in your life tell you that when you make an accusation, you often have a bit of confession in it? Maybe you use the word mediocre because there was something creeping into your mind about yourself. Because I know you're not talking about somebody who's been better at 3 things than you've ever been at 1. You are not saving religion for the Democratic Party or the left. We already had Senator Reverend Dr. Raphael Warnock for that. We don't need you. You're not saying anything unique. You're just saying it looking like you do. Okay? And third of all, let me just say to all the young black men out there, all the young men who come from tough background, struggle growing up, who maybe think that someday you want to put yourself forward as a leader in your community. It's going to have haters like this are going to show up, okay? And you're going to feel like you have to be twice as good and jump twice as high and talk twice as well, but you don't have to. You can walk out there with your shoulders back and your head held up high, knowing who you are and the value that you bring, and understanding that this comes with the territory and that there's going to be folks like this. And when we see them, we should say thank you. Thank you for taking off the mask. Thank you for telling us who you really are and what you really think. And goodbye, okay? Because we're on our way and we don't need you to come with us and we don't need your help to get there. So with that being said, go vote for Jasmine Crockett. This man should not be our nominee for the United States Senate. I wasn't going to get involved in this race, but listen, don't come for me unless I send for you. Okay, James? And keep my...
All right. So let me start let me start with this. Colin Alred is far from mediocre as a human. I cannot speak to his campaign because I am not that versed. I'm gonna be honest. I just don't. I didn't pay attention to his campaign enough to know where he had missteps and where he didn't. I was going to vote for him regardless, because I'm going to vote for Democrat and where I'm at in my life. And so he is a former NFL player, 0.0000001% of humans in his world. He is a lawyer. What is that? 1 or 2% in his world? I mean, I don't know. I let somebody better than me tell that. He's an outstanding human being. So he is far, far, far from being mediocre. I can understand him coming out and being upset to him saying that. Let me say this as well. I don't feel that Talarico should have said that at all, obviously. But let's be real. We all look at race as race. Like it's he's white here. When you describe somebody, yeah, the white boy here, it was the black guy here, it's, big black guy, whatever like that. That's just a part of life. And I'm gonna also add that if he was trying to be racial, why would he be racial to a black woman? And don't get me wrong, he could have been. Was he insensitive? Absolutely. But if he was coming at it at a point of race or DEI, like some people have said, and I'm talking with my own how I feel about it before we go on. I would say that I don't think he was being racial in the saying that he's putting down a black man when he was saying that. You know what I mean? Like that's my own personal opinion, and I know some people are gonna feel differently, and I'm okay with that. That's why we here, because I want to hear this. I'm hoping to have a great discussion about it. So if you want to join this conversation, hit the link. Also while you're hitting the link, hit subscribe and like. But let's talk about this because I think this is something for us to talk about. So for me, I didn't take him saying that as he was coming against him as a black man in turn. He was saying like, shoot, I thought I was facing a black man that I thought was, mediocre, and going from there. And now I'm facing this formidable black woman who has a national background, has more that all of this is something I just thought about just now. If it wasn't that big of a deal, if what he was saying wasn't true, why did Alred drop out when Jasmine jumped in? If she wasn't
my question,
go ahead.
Skip, Bobby. Let me just ask you a question.
Yes,
he
ma'am.
said, "I was going up against a mediocre black man, right?
Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm.
And now I'm going up against a formidable black woman, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Why was there color in it anyway? That's my part. Why did he have to put color in it at all? You know what I'm saying? So how else could he have meant that if it wasn't a racial thing? Would he have said that if it was a white woman and a white man? Probably not.
He put color in it to deflect the fact that he himself
and all of that may
I
be.
Didn't hear you. I didn't hear. I didn't hear it. What she say?
I said he put color in it to deflect from the fact that he himself is mediocre.
That could be possible. That could be possible, but this is how I looked at it, as him talking to another black female and having an honest conversation. If me and you, we're gonna break down the veil because I like to keep it real. Okay. How many times have I talked to, maybe not you personally, Holly, or you, Ronnie, but have I talked to another black person that said, yeah, the white guy here or the black guy here, or you get what I'm saying? Like, in a private conversation. And that's where the part where I think is another part of it is so just to finish, because I think it's important to finish it. Whereas, like, he thought he was having a private conversation. If he thought he was being racial, and don't get me wrong, maybe he thought that she was just a house nigga. Let's be real. And that she wouldn't say anything, this, that, and the other. However, she was, they had, and I didn't play this in the video because she had another thing with on a record, off the record. They talked about what's going to be on the record, off the record, and it was this, she said no, off the record. I feel like she had an off the record conversation that should have been between. There are thousands of conversations, millions probably at this point, of journalists who had off the record conversations that have never said anything about anything. And for her to say something 3 weeks after the fact, I feel, this is honestly how I feel, she said it now because we just won and flipped the Senate seat, Texas Senate seat by 30 fucking points. And now they need to find a way that they don't care who wins. If Rico wins, I don't know who's got the dishes going, but they loud because I'm getting comments. If Talarico wins, now you ain't gonna get as many black people to go out and vote for him because they sour about the black stuff and everything like that. If Jasmine wins, you may not get the Hispanic vote and the white vote to come out for. Like, I feel like this was planted and this was done by the Republican Party, and they paid her off. This is honestly how I feel, that they paid her off to let this out, because if this was something that she felt so in her heart that she needed to let out, she could have let it out 2.5 weeks ago. She let it out after Texas just flipped the seat by 31 points. I'm gonna give you. So how do you, since you came out first, I'm gonna give you the floor first, and then I'm
I go last.
Yeah, you go. Yeah, and then I'm gonna go to Sister Wu.
Oh, you going to me, Bobby?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. It's you.
Okay.
You're first.
Okay, I think you said why didn't she come out 2.5 weeks ago? Sometimes you need time to process stuff.
That's
You
true.
know what I'm saying? Just because somebody did, you know what I'm saying? You may not have, maybe she felt like you felt initially, like, okay, I'm supporting him and I'm doing X, Y, Z. And then sometimes you got to run stuff past people. You know, like, this is what I heard. You know what I'm saying? So it's not always, you're not going to always form your opinion immediately when you hear something. So I'm going to give her some grace there with the 2.5 weeks. It ain't like it's 2.5 years later.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I feel some kind of way about him even bringing that to the floor. Now, he probably would have. I'm with Colin. I'm glad he took his mask off and let us know who he is. Thank you for that. For saying that, because it shouldn't have been said. You running for a political office, a pretty high one, where you representing everybody. So there's certain things that you just have to not say. You know what I'm saying? So anything that could be misconstrued as being in a racial tone, you have to be very cognizant of that. So I'm with Colin. I 100% agree with what Colin said. Period.
All right, so let me ask you, because this is where we are right now. Sister, before I come to you, if he wins the race, are you sitting out? I know you're not voting for the Republican. Are you sitting out if Talarico wins the race and now we're in November? Are you sitting out?
Is that for me?
Yes, for you,
Oh
Holly.
no, I ain't sitting out because we're gonna get the lesser of the two evils. I ain't
Okay.
sitting out. If he's my only option, I think he will be better than his opponent. And it's the same thing. A lot of times you have to go with the lesser of the two evils. Do I agree with what he said? Would I feel, because beforehand I was kind of on the fence like you was. Now
Yeah.
with this thing came out, I ain't on the fence no more. Period.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
I appreciate that. Sister Wu, how do you feel about where we are?
It's an interesting conundrum. It feels very much like Hillary and Trump a little bit, especially when my sister said, I'm a vote for the lesser of two evils. I heard a lot of people say that around the Hillary, around the Clinton Trump um election, and you see who we got.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is a little
Yeah.
scary.
Yeah.
I'm glad you won't sit out because this is Texas. I really haven't been paying attention because I don't live in that state, but now I will be paying attention a little bit more since you brought this to my attention. Um, I would definitely vote for the Democratic uh, candidate because we just need the change overall. And I'm looking at the big picture of the country. I'm hoping that whoever gets in that Democratic seat will kind of not fall in line, but lead the way to change. And I hope you don't get a John Fetterman in there.
And that's what they're painting him as, like on Twitter and stuff like that. They're painting him as the new John Fetterman, and they're saying, and to be full transparent, my sister did not want to vote for John Fetterman. She was like, honestly, the reason why she didn't want to vote for him because she didn't like the sweatsuits, and I was like, nah,
Agreed.
no. I was like, no, he needs to. I mean, like we need a Democrat in there. We gotta vote. We gotta get him in there.
Right.
Man.
I was very much with your sister,
Mm-hmm.
but I was on the side of we cannot let Oz take that seat because one, he don't live in the state. He just bought a house in the state. So he doesn't know anything about the state of Pennsylvania.
Oh, I did not realize that about Fetterman. I did not
No,
realize that.
Oz, when he was running
Oh,
against
Oz.
Fetterman.
Yeah, Oz. Oh, the other guy. Okay, I'm about to say. Okay, all right.
My
Yeah.
feeling was at least Fetterman
Is
lived
in
in
the
the state of
state. Yeah.
Pennsylvania. He was the lieutenant governor, so he must have been able to accomplish something. Okay, I'm really not feeling him because he like the whole shorts and sweatsuit, whatever. It's not very professional, but if it worked for the people in the middle of the state, it might work for us. Well, that was a whole slap in the face.
Yeah,
so I'm
I'd agree.
hoping that's not what Texas is going to experience, because I can't wait to vote him out. I can't wait.
Yeah, and I agree. He got to go. He got
Right
to go.
now.
Yeah,
Right now.
he's terrible. He's terrible. So that was they're painting him as, and I just want to, before you go, Ronnie, I just want to go and show you a video of somebody I love listening to, somebody I listen to on SXM, somebody I listen to on her own YouTube page, and it's Reese Colbert, and I want us to listen to how she, now this is before Talarico confirmed that he said what he said, and then we're gonna go from there.
Former Congressman Colin Alred read the entire fuck out of James Talarico chair. I was over here because the fuck you thought, James, that you was gonna go behind closed doors and allegedly, reportedly, tell Jasmine that he thought he was gonna be running against a mediocre black man, not her. First of all, mediocre black man, Colin Alred got the most votes from a Democratic candidate in history in his Senate campaign. He still lost, but he got 1 million more votes than Beto did in his Senate campaign. And so where the fuck does the mediocre part come in? Now, the other part that's killing me is all these motherfuckers coming up on Colin Alred's page talking about, we don't need this. We don't need this for the party. Y'all feel too motherfucking comfortable trying to correct black people as opposed to correcting your sister and your brethren when they fucking up. Because the problem is not responding to disrespect. The problem is the disrespect in the first place. And so when you disrespect somebody, they got the right to address it. And since the disrespect was made public, then guess what? The response gets to be motherfucking public. And it's also funny how y'all were very comfortable believing this reporting about the conversation that James Talarico had with Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett when you wanted to try to put forth the narrative that Jasmine Crockett didn't wait her turn. She didn't go to the back of the bus, and how she somehow skipped ahead of James Talarico when she's higher ranked and more accomplished than him. And so why should she stand aside? But y'all was more than happy to push that narrative to make it seem like she was the one that reneged on the deal. So do you believe the reporting or do you not believe it? Because if you believe that she reneged on the conversation that they had, then how the fuck do you not believe that he said what he said that Colin felt the need to respond to? So which is it, bitch? We know with the white math, y'all don't like to add up properly. 2 + 2 don't equal 4. But you have to decide, are you going to believe that Jasmine is the boogie woman because she just stepped aside? Or are you going to believe that conversation never happened at all? That's what the fuck I thought. So anyway, go on, Colin. You let a motherfucker know. You ain't got to pit black man against black woman. And I'm glad to see not only is Colin standing up for himself, but he's also standing up for black women. That's how you motherfucking do.
All right. I'm gonna give the floor to the black woman that's on a pod. Welcome Spy Diva as well. Hold on. I thought I had her on there. Spy Diva, are you on? Can I hear you?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
So yes, ma'am. So the couch is yours, Sister Wu and Holly. I don't know who wants to go first. If anybody want to say it,
I don't know who that is, but I like her.
that's Reese Colbert. She is on.
I'm gonna have to
She's
start
on.
following her.
Yeah, if you got Sirius, she's on Sirius XM. She has her own channel on Saturdays. She does outstanding. She's actually a economist. She actually has a degree in economy. And she's constantly on Clay Kane show on Urban View as well. Check them out. She actually has her own little board game. Anyway, we'll talk about that later.
Oh, okay.
So
okay, I'm gonna look her up.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. I guess you're coming first. So nobody else has spoke up. So
I'm ready whenever
I got on late, so I missed the video with the journalist. Was she a black woman?
Yes. The journalist was a black woman. She was a black woman.
Well, like I said, I think she lost her position as a trusted journalist, because when you tell somebody they're off the record means off the record.
Yeah.
It never comes to see the light of day. So no one is ever going to trust her again when she says off the record. So that's one point. I was supporting Colin. I was donating to his campaign once a month. And I'm about to switch that to Jasmine, because I was on the fence too. I was skeptical about white folks in Texas supporting a black woman, and considering how things went with Kamala.
It's like
but this is the first I've heard that happened, and I'm gonna turn my donations on to Jasmine. Hey, Cinco.
I got one of my co-producers. I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to distract you.
No, that's okay. That's okay. So that's all I want to say. I'm throwing my money and my vote to Jasmine, because what he said. I mean, he could have left the word black out.
Agreed.
I agree. Absolutely could have. Absolutely. Go ahead. Continue. I'm sorry.
I think he did. He was talking to a black reporter, about a black man and a black woman. Nobody had to know, that he's calling Colin a mediocre black man. Why isn't he just a mediocre man? Which he is not.
No,
but
he's not.
For him to say mediocre black man, and I understand your position on it and how you feel about it, but it just rubbed me the wrong way.
Okay. Look. I'm not sitting here saying that I'm like hunky dory over it, or it was okay. He fucked up. Let's be real.
He did, and it could cost him.
It's definitely going to cost him black votes, which in and of itself does nothing but spite us. But I want to give Angel. I know you had something you wanted. I'm sorry. Sister Boo, go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'm happy that the guy Colin that dropped out of the race was praising and protecting black women. He was praising Jasmine. He was protecting her and protecting all black women, because it doesn't happen very often in the public eye that we are protected.
Right.
Will talk to us crazy, say crazy things, and it's the rare occasion that people come to our defense. And I'm thankful that he took the time to, again, praise Jasmine, affirm her, and protect her all at the same time.
Right. He wasn't just defending himself.
Agreed. He was not. He was, but it was the collective.
Right.
Yeah. I would agree with you there. Absolutely.
If I could just add something.
Yes, I was coming to you, Holly. Go ahead, please.
Okay. The only thing I want to add is he felt comfortable enough to say that to that black woman. If he felt comfortable enough to say that to her, who knows what he's saying behind closed doors? That's all.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
When he's in a room full of white people.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. All right, I'm Ronnie.
All right, I heard everyone. No, I like, how I am. So I'm kind of with where you at, Bobby. For me, the Talarico cat, like for in my opinion, again, I'm outside looking in, but just for the comments, has he come out and explained anything or what his comments were?
Yeah, so his
comment, I don't know.
What he basically said, and I could have brought it up, but what he said was, when he said mediocre, he was talking about the campaign, which I'm gonna just say on his face to me was probably bullshit in and of itself.
Well, he could have said, I thought I was running against a mediocre campaign, and now I'm running against a formidable campaign.
He absolutely could have
just left it at that.
So by saying black man, you change it from campaign to the person itself.
Right.
Yeah,
I'd agree.
It becomes a personal attack.
Yeah, now it's a personal attack.
So he said literally a mediocre black man, or did he say what? How did he said it in that term?
Yes, he said a mediocre black man, and he has acknowledged that that's what he said, a mediocre. But he tried to clean it up,
change it up.
Saying
right. I got you now.
Go ahead.
So for me, I don't know if he has any track records of saying stuff that are out of context or out of ordinary. I don't know how it is out there in
Not
Texas.
to my knowledge. Not to my knowledge. Not to my knowledge. It's the first big hiccup.
Right. So for me, his history doesn't suggest that he will be saying anything in the sense to where he's down in black people or black men in particular. In my opinion, just that's how I'm thinking about it. Right. Words matter. Absolutely. Did he talk out of turn? Yeah, he said it in the wrong way. Right. Does he? So, and the reason I say this is because I did watch their debate, right? And I saw how he talked about, or how respectful he was for not only just Jasmine, but even the moderators. You know what I mean? So normally when people are in that sense, they don't act that way. You know what I mean? They kind of pretend, but they don't pretend. They don't, not that far down the line anyway, in my opinion. Is Jasmine a formidable person? I mean, that goes without saying. And if I was the NFL guy, and somebody said something that I know was obviously out of this universe, I wouldn't even have responded. Honestly, just because I know who I am. You know what I'm saying? That those type of comments, in my opinion, don't require a comment from me. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Was it his right to do that? Yeah, I mean, if he felt slighted, I'm talking about me.
Mm-hmm.
I can't speak for the candidate he had talked about. So obviously everybody has different feelings, but for me, I wouldn't even respond to that because I already know that obviously I'm not mediocre. I've been through all these things. I'm an NFL guy. I was a representative. I did blah blah blah. I was a candidate. I won. I was, you know what I'm saying? So that obviously can't be true. And what means? And so if you think about it, and what did he mean by mediocre? He couldn't have been talking about the person. So is it conceivable that he was talking about, he should have said the campaign? I can see that. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously the guy he's talking about isn't a mediocre human, not let alone a candidate. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's how I can look at. You can look at it on both terms. I mean, but how do people respond? Yeah, it's gonna be some people he gonna lose. It's gonna be some people he gonna gain too. So, you know what I mean? So is he gonna lose more? Oh yeah, he might lose some black votes, but he might gain some other cats. Like, oh, so he looked at the black man. So they can look at it a million different ways. This is just my opinion. I'm not saying that I'm right or wrong.
Yeah. And that's what we're doing right here, is debating opinions. Right here.
Yeah. So how I would judge the guy is I would look at his track record. Right. I would look at what he's done in the past. I mean, has he been one of those people that demean black men or black
former
people?
school teachers?
No.
He doesn't. He doesn't have anything.
Right. So that's the thing. I would look at this track record. Like, you can go back and you can look at, you can look at Trump track record. Mm-hmm. I mean, his decades of being who he is. Look at the track record of all of Elon. You can look at their track records. Those are the people those people. He didn't, not me just listening to him in that debate. He's a well-spoken guy. He's very smart, right? To me, I don't see that. I don't hear that in his tone and the way he speaks. Right? Did he, again, like I said before, did he misspeak? Yeah, hell yeah, he misspoke. He may have misspoken, right? But it could be a misunderstanding too on our part. But this is what I always tell people, and I can ask you guys this: who's in charge of a conversation, the speaker or the person that's listening? What do you guys think?
Well, the person that's listening is in charge of what they hear and what they intake and how they interpret it. That's how you know.
100%. The person that's listening is actually in charge of your conversation.
That's
right.
So cult members of the Trump campaign and Trump people. I mean, that's
right.
They hear what they want to hear. The people that voted for him, they hear what they want to hear. They hear.
Right.
We're gonna deport the criminals, and that's what they think. We're gonna start with the criminals, but we got to deport everybody. They run to
right.
But he's gonna deport the criminals. No, he said everybody. But you heard what you
needed to hear. He did. He sure did. Right. But that could be us. That could be us thinking that way. You feel what I mean? That could be us saying every white person to say a mediocre black man, they freaking racist. Well, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Depending on again, I'll go by their track record.
Yeah.
Can I add something?
I'll go back. What do you go. Yeah, hold on for a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. Holly? Give me a second, Holly.
Yeah,
you got 30 seconds. 30 seconds, and I'm going to it.
Right. So for me, yeah, you protect And I don't know why you guys feel like y'all black women are protective. I promise you are, right? But the thing is that I would look at this track record. Could it be misconstrued? And I go with what the other girl said, Miss Wu, is that girl is going to lose a lot of credibility because she even said it was supposed to be off the record. So that's one of the things that you obviously got to think about too. Like, why would she bring something off the record now, 3.5 weeks later? If it slighted her then, again, like you said earlier, why didn't she say something at the beginning? You know what I mean? So I think it's all part of the game, man, where you got to look through all the smoke and be like, man, why didn't you say that shit 3 weeks ago?
Go ahead, Alex.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, go ahead, Alex.
Okay.
That's all I got to say.
First, I'm going to address what you just said off the record. I think that may have a lot to do as to why she waited 2.5 weeks, because she knew her credibility may have been in jeopardy by bringing it on the record. So that's definitely something you want to sleep on and think about and have conversations with people about, because it could be detrimental to how you survive and make your money. The second thing is Ronnie spoke about how he presented himself during the debate. He on a public stage. We all know that you're going to be one way in public and you could be another way in private. So on a public stage, you have to. That's a part of knowing the temperature of the room and carrying yourself accordingly and speaking accordingly. The third thing you said, look at his track record. I don't know how many friends I had on Facebook that I had no idea that was Trumplicans in a part of that cult. And they track record said something completely different. But now they out in the open. So it ain't always just look at their track record. There's a lot of people that you would look at their track record and I would say, hey, I cannot believe that they're supporting this crap. These are people that being in the Navy, you done damn near made your family, and now they are just completely like off away out in left field somewhere. And you're like, what the world? Their track record does not speak to that. So I think you got to take all of that into account. That's what I have to say.
No, I agree. I agree 100%. But you got to think about the audience too, right? So he said that to a black. Now he said it to a white one or a white person. Yeah, it would have been a whole nother way of looking.
It would have been worse for me. I'm not gonna lie. It would have hit differently from me too.
100%. Oh, it'd be a wrap. But he said that to a black journalist, basically.
And I'm
why would he feel comfortable enough to say that to a black woman? That's my problem.
And I agree with you. And I agree with you. But this is somebody that was. I'm saying all this, but let me say this again because I want this to be on the record. I do not support what he said. What he said was fucked up, and he shouldn't have never said it. It's no different than Joe Biden says all black people need to vote for me. He was right, but that ain't his place to say. Okay?
Agreed.
So
Talarico's not right.
No.
Biden was right.
No. You are correct there. I absolutely agree with you there. But at the same point, he could have been what Colin said. I'm gonna just go with exactly what he said because that's how I can see it too. Is he could have been trying to big up Jasmine by putting him down as well. Not saying it's right, but by saying, yeah, I thought I was going against a mediocre black man, but I was going against a formidable white woman. Again, not right, but by no stretch of the imagination. But he thought he could say that to another black woman by trying to quote unquote big up the black woman by telling it to a black woman. You get what I'm saying? But again, not right. It didn't land. It never should land. Again, just like Biden shit didn't. Not equating the two because, like you said, Biden was right, but he was completely wrong.
Here's another thing I need to find out, and this is something else that we don't know. Right? We got once. Like, what was the context of the question? Why would he say that? Like, what did she ask him specifically to say what he said?
They were just talking because she was upset, which I take issue with why she was upset because she was upset that he has incorporated James Carville into his campaign to help.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that clown. Yeah. The strategist.
Yeah, he is a strategist, and he is.
Nah, he said some fucked up shit too.
Yeah, and so he said that we got to stop with all of the woke stuff, And I listened to him. I listened to him, and I agree with him some points when he's talking about the trans stuff and all that stuff. Like we gotta come back them in a different way, because they are co-opting people in ways that don't make no sense. So we got to come at them a different way. And so she was upset at him for bringing James in, and that's what she wanted to go talk to him about. And then that's how this whole conversation came up.
So yeah, so again, like I was saying, and then she talked about somebody else that's supposed to be doing smear campaigns and all the other stuff for them, whatever, right? My thinking is, here's my thinking, and this is just me. Again, I'm not in Texas, but how does that change the campaign? Other than now, people kind of know, maybe what he was thinking.
Go ahead. I'll let you finish.
So who is that gonna tear him down, or that gonna build him up, or is he gonna, do what he's supposed to do and apologize and say, hey, I wasn't doing this? I know he said he tried to spin it, and it was like, hey, but could he have been saying that? Yeah, I mean, could he? I mean, is it gonna change? Is it gonna change the support behind Jasmine? It's actually gonna boost her. It's gonna boost her. For me, I think it was gonna boost her, because now it's saying, a white man saying she is a formidable freaking black woman.
So let's
now hold on.
Go ahead.
Hold on, no, let me out. So my thing again, like I said, the guy, he had his own reasons behind why he wanted to respond to the Talarico guy. Like, keep your mind on my mouth, the same stuff that everybody try to beef themselves up with. I wouldn't even responded. That wouldn't even. Somebody would have said that, and I would have forgot about it in like 2 seconds, right? Because it wouldn't have mattered to me. Like, how does that change anything?
But you gotta.
He's not in the race.
You got to understand what it took you to get to where you achieved, in your career, and how hard that was. But that's one thing, and then you got other stuff too. You got his football career. You got his becoming like it's different things for different people. Like, and so I'm gonna also say, like, you got to look at this as, like you just said, Jasmine may gain black supporters, but she may lose white supporters. That is what I'm talking about. We need to keep our eye on the prize. You get what I'm saying? And what we
that's exactly what I'm saying.
What we don't need is, and because Holly, you said it, and we got to speak on it. Like, lesser of two evils. We got to stop that. And what I mean by that is, they on the same team. And to me speaking, I feel like we have to me, I feel like this was a attempt at the Republican Party trying to divide us and trying to make us lukewarm when we hot as fish grease. And not saying I did that for you, Holly. Not saying I did that for you at all. But
I hear you.
You are totally engaged. That's the difference. You are totally engaged, and you can understand. You got the mindset to understand. Yeah, he pissed me off, but shit, it's only one way to go. Now you may have somebody that may be willing to come out there with a primary for Jasmine to get her elected, because that was what they sold me on. That is what, because I was Talarico. I didn't say I was. I guess that's the right tense. I was Talarico. But now I want Jasmine to win. I want her because I think she can, but she got to get the right vote out there. But also, we need to understand she has to court other communities. Black folks will not get her elected. No. It's not enough. She can get every black folk that's eligible to vote, and she ain't winning shit. We need other communities. And so the only way to get that is that we be able to have this kumbaya moment, that we all come together. And if we're fighting over some mediocre some backhanded comment that we all said shouldn't have been said, but now we're making a big fucking deal of it.
Right.
Well, if Talarico wins,
has Jasmine said anything?
If Talarico wins the primary,
has Jasmine? I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
They're going to use that against him. Republicans are going to use that against him. They're going to bring up that mediocre black man comment, throughout the race.
Absolutely.
And I don't think Jasmine is going to lose any support that she doesn't have.
No, but see,
because of that comment.
I disagree with you, because I think that there will be people that, well, the racism.
They're not going to hold it against her.
Yeah, they're not. However, there was two. Well, the biggest one is, I don't know if you guys know this or not. That Talarico just got the biggest Democratic endorsement from Hispanics in our state. He just got that, and he got that right before this shit dropped. Yes, right before this comment dropped. So again, I'm all cool with them fighting it out to see who can win, and then once somebody win, we all got to go.
We'll get behind them.
The best thing I can say is this: there was 3, 4, 5, so under 5%, but between 1 and 5%. I think that's the best way to say it accurately. 1 to 5% of people that voted for Bernie in 2016 in a primary that voted for Trump. That's how
Hillary lost.
That's why Hillary lost. So again, we already at a deficit because it's Texas. So it's something like that. That's why I personally feel she was paid by Republicans to leak this. This what it definitely was not paid by Jasmine Crockett crew, simply because
you don't know that
it would be short-sighted for them to say, oh, we're going to get more black vote, but then you're going to lose the general. Like I don't see that. So to me, it had to come from the Republican Party paid her millions. She ain't got it today, but if somebody was to keep track of her, and she got, these old fancy house, $10-20 million she worth,
she'll get a job on Fox News.
Yeah. That is why. No. She will never be in journalism, even think close to that. But if you pay her $5 or $10 million, and she living in a house in Plano because that's where she from. Hell yeah. And what she's saying is true. I ain't gotta make nothing up. All I gotta do is say, all I gotta lose is my journalism integrity. That's why I say this wasn't something for us to fight over, in my opinion. Holly, I want to hear from you first. I want to hear from you, Holly. What do you think about what I just said there about that? Oh, we might have lost it. You made it also. All
right. So just real quick, do we know that the Republicans so we don't really, man, when they be politicking, man, they politic. You understand what I'm saying? They do gloves off for real on both sides, right? Mm-hmm. So you don't really know who convinced this girl to actually say something behind it. Yeah, I mean, she could say, I got this information, I'm gonna hold on to it until it's a good time to do it, or I got to go talk to some people. Like, who did she go talk to?
Mm-hmm.
You might want to think about that. She ain't go talk. The Republicans didn't know he had said. The guy had said that. You know what I'm saying? She didn't talk to any Republicans and say, "Hey, this is what this man said." Best friend in against Jasmine.
Yeah, and
hold on, let me out.
But you know what happened with?
This is where I think it's all evolving. I think it's all because she's a TikTok. She's not a normal. She's not Jamil Hill.
Reporter.
She didn't go to school and have the ethics and believe in her craft and everything. And let me say this. Right. I'm not trying to disparage her. And I'm not. I'm talking about my opinion. And I hope for God that she just felt the conscience of how she felt and did that.
So we don't know. So that's the point I'm trying to make. No, that's the point.
I don't want to disparage anybody and say this is what she did or anything like that, because I don't know. That is my personal opinion.
Right. So has Jasmine come out and said anything?
Yes, she has. And I had it up and then I lost it. she came out with a tepid, lukewarm. Let me find it. Y'all keep talking. Let me find it.
So the point I was trying to make is, I mean, like, we could be the cult people. We could be just like hearing what we want to hear on the side that we want to hear it on. We don't really know the fact. We hear one side of it. We hear kind of what happened, but you don't know what the context. I mean, like, the whole entire context was. I would want to hear the whole entire, but obviously you won't, because it's off the record, right? So now you got to go by what people say, right? So your opinion, you saying that I said it to talk about black people, and I'm telling you, no, that's not what I meant. This is what I meant. How can you tell me I'm wrong? You understand what I mean? So we don't really you're not going to understand, or we're not going to fully understand what his intentions were, because you can't prove it. You can't do that. You can't even charge your intent was to da. Good luck with that, right? You can't tell that from what people were kind of saying, right? So the thing is, like, for on our end of it is, like, I would sit back and wait a little bit until all the stuff, because if this is going to be a revolving thing, then obviously it's more and more of this stuff going to come out. And I agree with you. What you said, Bobby, is how does this change our goalpost? Our goal is to get Jasmine done and get the right amount of right number of people to vote behind her. Is this going to galvanize people to get behind her? Yeah, a possibility. Who gains from that? You think the Republicans are going to gain from him boosting up Jasmine Crockett? Hell no. You think they want to split the votes between those two, right? You know what I mean? So they're not going to put one side. Oh yeah, this the guy, he said this about. No, they want them to split. They want them to be against each other, right?
But I think,
you know what I'm saying. So him saying for him saying that, or for him getting this out, it's going to push people toward, in my opinion. I'm not saying again, I'm not right. This is my thoughts. Is maybe it's going to push people toward her a little bit further. More, I should say. We don't know. Hopefully that's the case, and hopefully it's just offer her merit. Hopefully it's just offer, the people getting galvanized enough and they go talk to the right people and say the right things when they supposed to say the right things. Did he have a slip up today? I mean, in his mind, he don't. He probably think, and I've been in it. So the reason I say that, right? And I know we've all done this. Have what we said ever been misinterpreted?
Yeah,
by somebody else saying something.
Yeah.
It's easy. Yeah. It's like that. That's not what I was saying. This is what I was trying to say. And then people are like, no, that's not what you tried to say, because this is how it came. I'm like, wait a minute, whole earth? That's not what I was trying to say. Now, maybe I didn't choose the words that you would think I needed to choose to get to the point where you needed me for me to get to your point to understand what I was trying to say. You know what I mean? So that's what that could be one of those conundrums where we are. I mean, what the situation is. He might have really been thinking, yeah, his campaign is obviously not as good as hers, because he obviously you got to think he obviously that guy was obviously not a mediocre person. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Now, that's just my whole point. In no terms or in any way, he's a mediocre person. He's been through all these things, and he's actually stepping forward to run in a bigger seat. You can't be mediocre to even get people behind you enough for you to even run for the seat. You got to get 10,000 or 50,000 votes for you to even throw your name in the hat. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how many it is in Texas. It's different for each state, right? So you got to think of it that way. For me, I always give people to, like, unless it's something like blatant, right? That's just so blatant. Like had he said to the black guy or to the reporter girl, hey, I thought I was running a campaign against a N-word. Now that's just black and white. There is no misinterpretation.
I think mediocre black man is.
They ain't gonna never do that. They ain't gonna never like.
Right? No.
Mediocre black man is code speak for nigger.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it?
I
don't know. It is. I've never. That might be a southern. That might be a southern thing.
No.
Yeah.
So because that is what Charlie Kirk ran on. Like,
that's not what it means to me.
But because he can't say nigger and win the race.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Yeah, but saying somebody mediocre doesn't mean no, you can't jump to that. No, he could have been mediocre in his intelligence. He could have been mediocre in the way that he speaks. He could have
just as bad because he's not.
No. Like, I'm just my point. That's my point. We automatically jump to that's what he meant. You know what I mean? Obviously, I don't think that's the case. I honestly, this is my opinion. I'm not saying that I'm right. He could have meant, but what he said would make sense. It makes sense to me. You can't call Michael Jordan a mediocre person unless Michael Jordan was out here doing something really bad. You can't. It's impossible for him to be a mediocre person. You know what I mean? You can't tell him that. I don't care if he ran for a campaign or anything. That guy will never be mediocre. And I don't care how you want to spin it. I've never heard that in my entire existence. That's a cold word. And maybe it's something that I'm not, up on that. But I've never heard somebody sell another hue say that person is a mediocre person. That means that they calling them out of their name. I call people mediocre.
If they say mediocre
on
black,
the hoop court,
mediocre
black.
Hispanic.
Yeah,
he said mediocre black man.
So right. So I get that portion. I understand that.
If he had just said
right?
mediocre man, or against a formidable woman, nobody would give a shit.
Right.
But he said mediocre black man. I mean, I'm just saying that's code speak.
So think if you think like I fully understand you guys. I see what you're saying, but if somebody was to tell you that Michael Jordan was a mediocre black man, is that a possibility?
Well, in the eyes of that person, it could be.
I don't care who it comes from.
If they've never seen a basketball game, how the hell would they know?
You think Michael Jordan would ever think he was a mediocre person?
No, I don't.
That dude wouldn't have said a word.
But someone who doesn't know the game could say that. If they don't know who Michael Jordan, somebody who doesn't know the game, who doesn't watch basketball, who doesn't pay attention to sports.
Nah. So in this context, that could be true, but this person, no, but the person that we're talking about will be a fan of Chicago Bulls because he know the game. That person knows the game. He knows
that person is never going to say
he knows his background. He knows
Jordan is mediocre.
Right. It's not. He never not seen this game. He's a fan of the Chicago Bulls.
But
right?
Talarico has seen Colin in action. He knows Colin's game. Why would he call him a mediocre black man?
That's the point I'm making. Exactly. So my point is he can't be mediocre. So that's what I'm saying. If I was the Colin cat, I wouldn't have responded. I'd have been like, huh? So they kept it moving. for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, like, huh? Okay. How does that change the food in my refrigerator and money in my pocket? It didn't. Right. So for me, this is how I look at stuff. If it don't take no food off if it don't take food off my table, money in my pocket, and put somebody I love in danger, you say whatever the hell you want. You know what I'm saying? Because I know who I am.
Sticks and stones.
You know what I mean?
Let me read, because it took me forever. I had the statement on Twitter a few days ago, and you got to read. It's crazy to me because you would think that I should be able to Google it and find it, but I will say this. I will say this because it's very important to say. This comment has gotten backlash from Democrats and politicians for what she said. I personally found her comment as blah, like it didn't tear the temperature, it didn't take the temperature down, but it didn't increase it either. But people looked at it as it was a problem. So I'm gonna just read it and actually I still don't even have it on. I'm reading within a article. So
and I'm gonna tell you how this works.
So this is what Jasmine's statement. It is unfortunate that at the start of Black History Month, this is what we're facing. Crockett said in a statement. I'm gonna just read everything from what I could find. In a former Congressman Colin Alred's video, he drew a line in the sand. He said, "This is what she said," quote unquote. He said, he made it clear that he did not take allegations of attack on him as simply another day in our neighborhood, but more importantly, his post wasn't about himself. It was a moment that he decided to stand for all people who have targeted him, or targeted and talked about him demeaning in a way as our country continues to be divided. She continued, we must stand, especially when it feels uncomfortable to say what is right and what is wrong. And she has some more words to say to just talk about Texas and stuff like that. But that's all I could find. Like her
she hasn't responded to has she?
To the what?
Has she, you said
that was her response, right?
Has she responded?
That was her response too.
But she was talking about she was talking about the black guy talking. She wasn't talking about what Talarico said. She was talking about why he said
no.
Right.
She was talking about it as a whole, and she started with the Black History stuff. So, like, to me, it wasn't bad. It wasn't like she was trying to continue to fight or anything like that, or continue, some type of race war or whatever you want to call it. Like, she's
trying to lower the temperature.
Yeah, she was trying to lower the temperature, but she started with acknowledgement, which you have to.
Right.
And so
you can't act like it didn't happen.
Yeah, and so I personally think this whole shit it starts with Talarico. It starts with him saying some shit he had no business saying. Period. Point blank, plain and simple.
Right.
And now the right is going to use that shit to try to divide us.
Mm-hmm. And if he wins the nomination, for senator, they're going to use it even more.
Yeah, they are.
How?
They're going to say, tell Democrats the same thing that Trump did. Trump brags about getting a larger percent of the black male vote.
Yeah,
he uses
their candidates probably said way worse shit.
They have,
but it's not going to be amplified. It's not going to be it's not going to be amplified. And then, more importantly, you got to look at it like this too. They are doing with they only need to stop people. Like the biggest reason why people got me to change my mind and say I'm gonna go on offense and I want Jasmine to win. Is she gonna get new voters out here? That's how you gotta win. You can't take all we normally have and all a sparsing of suburbanites that say I'm tired of this stuff and some Hispanics to come in and then that's gonna be enough. No, you need new voters. You need an excited electorate.
Right.
If you no longer have an excited electorate because I don't like what she said about that. I can't now.
Well,
go ahead.
People are going to look at her. They're going to look at her now and think, Talarico says she's formidable.
Both ways.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, the people that weren't going to vote for her anyway aren't going to change their mind.
That's facts.
She's going to get, people who were on the fence. Because if Talarico is afraid of her,
that's what we need.
Right, that's exactly what we need. We need the people that were on the fence.
But we need some people that's not on the fence to come across that thing too. Is what Bobby's saying too. So we got to get people to get out their freaking lawn chairs and looking at the fence. They need to come on.
They need excitement. They need motivation.
But again. So if we got a white man who's saying this and a black man is saying that, and now all of a sudden we don't have that excitement in the black community to get people out here that don't normally vote. If you had people that was willing to vote for him that was Republican and Hispanics and white folks that normally don't vote Democratic that was willing to vote for him, and now it's something to with race and now all this stuff. Now they don't feel comfortable voting for her. Now guess what just happened? We lost on the margins. We're not trying to lose. We're trying to win. And that's
the goal is to get rid of Cornyn.
The goal is to win the seat. So that's why to me, and again, I ain't trying to disparage the young lady, and I hope it's not true, but that's what came to my mind when I first seen it. Like, this now.
Well, and that's a possibility, because look what happened with Monica Lewinsky.
Terrible timing.
Yeah.
She didn't intend for all that to get out, and she told Big Mouth Linda Tripp, who convinced her, or well, actually Linda Tripp is the one who outed her.
Mm-hmm.
And Linda Tripp was Republican.
Yeah. That was a much bigger deal than that. But yeah, so I agree. I agree. So
so you don't know who she talked to.
It's all the same. It's all the same because
it's all the same. Yes, it is. Agreed.
Every seat matters, and especially after the shit probably and the way my mind is thinking. Again, I feel like it wouldn't have never came out if we didn't just flip a seat by 30 points.
Right.
And
a Republican seat.
Yes, by 30 points. And on top of that, you know what the biggest demographic that flipped? 26% was Hispanics. And he just got the biggest.
Well, that's because their asses are being hung up on the streets.
Exactly. So but my point is, he just literally this week in Tarrant County, 26% of Hispanics went from R to voting D. They gotta create something new because everything else don't work. We all see what's going on with ICE. We all see what's going on with our rights. We all see what's going on with our family. We all see what's going on with the economy. We gotta change this. It's time. I'm gonna give everybody a second to say something, but
I know. I was about to say. I was just about to tell you, dog. You know we way over 2 hours.
I know.
So
I know.
I got your back, bro. I got your back. But the whole thing is like yeah, hell yeah. But the whole thing, like, I'm gonna make it super quick too. Is the game plan has always been this way, right? In every race, it's always gonna be that or got you time moment or whatever it is to try to distract you. Exactly what you're saying, Bobby. You know what I'm saying? Just try to distract you into not really looking at what the goalpost is. No, we want to go to the goal. When you looking in the stands over here, good. Okay, that fan that acting up over there. Keep it moving. We trying to get more first downs, right? We got more yards to get. You know what I'm saying? Get that fan up out the stadium. They can't come back. Let's keep on moving down this field. That's where your mind, where we have to be solid at. And that's how you continue to gain people. And I'm really glad that these people are out here doing it. All this stuff is coming out. Like I said earlier, it's because what's happening is the system's working, and that 24% flip because of the Hispanics starting to realize, holy crap, we should have been with the folk when we told them to. You know what I'm saying? Them guys they was right. You know what I'm saying? They was right. We should have been listening to them, and it's gonna go all. And they see it. It's gonna go all the way around the whole country. But this administration sees that. Right, so they're gonna try every possible way to freaking slow it down and stop it, and they're gonna do and what people have to continue to realize is it's too many people. Mm-hmm. It's never gonna work. You know what I mean? I don't care what you do or how you try to do it is nothing you're gonna be able to do to stop this from coming. It's nothing. You can't federalize the vote. It's state rights. That's just, you can't change that. No one can change that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So people, they're gonna have these guys ice at the voting booths because this clown said it. Get that fan about this damn stand and let's go get these yards down
try,
this field.
He can still try. He can still try.
No. My point. Listen, hear me out. Those are fans in the stadium. They're not on the field playing the game with us. I don't care what you do. Hey, throw more popcorn on somebody in front of you. I need more yards. I need us to stay on our game plan. Do what you're supposed to do in this play. Protect me, and I'm gonna get you to rock. Be moving. You feel what I mean? That's how it has to be. And you got to flip it on the defensive side too, because you got to think like, hey, we got to stop this play because their play is to try to slow people down from going to vote, deporting freaking people, distract them. They don't want to get the Epstein file. They trying to do all kind of trick plays. They trying to do all trick plays, but ready because defense always gonna win you the championship.
We gotta stay vigilant. I'm not saying that you're not, but
yes, go and you got to do your assignments. And our assignment is to continue to tell folk what they need to be doing. I'm sorry, Bob.
You good? No, you good. Yeah, absolutely. We got to go out there and we got to vote. And so,
yes,
go ahead, Miss Diva, because I'm gonna clean our palate and get us someone out of here in a little bit, and then Holly, one last.
Huh? Wait, I didn't hear that.
No, Do you have anything?
Oh, yeah, I do. I am proud to say that my grandson is excited to vote
Oh,
in his
we're going to
first
clean up. We're going to clean up.
election. Oh,
Hold on.
okay.
Hold on. Let
Oh, I
me.
thought we were cleaning our palate.
No, we going to it right now. Go. Yep.
Cleaning our palate.
Clean
Let's
our
get it.
palate. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
So I am excited to say that my grandson is excited to be voting in his first election. He turned 18 last March.
Oh,
and he
that's
missed
big up.
the November
Big up,
elections
grandson.
because he was away at college. But he will be voting in this primary.
Outstanding.
Yep. Talk to him and get him his friends to do the same.
Yes,
that's what we got to get to spread our word, man.
Absolutely.
The youth is gonna save everybody.
And I think
like we
I think
always
young
do.
people are excited about Jasmine.
That's good. That's like I said.
Yeah.
I was one over on playing offense and not playing the traditional defense and just trying to do it. But I don't want us to not come together when it comes down to it. Miss Holly?
Oh yeah, we cleaning our palate. I just got a text message from my great nephew. Y'all know he went in the Navy just a few months ago and got his first NAM. He ain't even been in the Navy a year yet. So he was on the Tiger team.
Hold on.
He got a NAM. He ain't even been in the Navy 6 months yet?
Are you?
And already got a NAM. So
what's
super
a
proud
NAM?
of him. He's doing great. Oh, I'm sorry, a Navy Achievement Medal.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
he's doing big things out there. Super proud of him.
That's a big award for him.
For a little.
That's a big award for him, especially being so early in his career. That's awesome. I need to clap, bro.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
That's outstanding.
I'm clapping half-heartedly because I never got a goddamn NAM.
Dude, I was in the Navy about 10 years before I got my first NAM.
Look here.
Wow.
My chief told me, Chief Dixon, hey, I'm shouting you out because you ain't never give me no damn NAM. He told me you got to save somebody's life for a NAM. That's what he told me.
That was back in the day.
That's how I used to be.
Chief Dixon. Where's my NAM at? But here we go. We got a NAM. Here we go.
Can y'all hear me?
There we go. All right, Ronnie.
And speaking of, let me interject just quick, because I don't know if I mentioned. I think I mentioned this to you. My nephew, who's in the Navy, thanks to Bobby, and is in air traffic control, is getting orders. He's gotten orders to Spain.
He did.
He'll be leaving in June.
He did. Absolutely.
That's awesome.
I want to say this because this is something that's near dear to my heart, and I believe that all of us that's on this conversation would agree that we as people, like all of us are where we are because of the military. The military gave us upward movement to be able to afford and be where we are in life. And so that has been one of the things that I've been doing since I've gotten out, to help kids join, and not just join, but join in the best position possible. And of course, it takes more work from them than it does for me, because I'm just giving you information. You got to do the hard part. You got to go out there. You got to work. You got to study for your test. You got to go out there and pass your PRTs and do all that stuff to get in there. But I challenge all of us that are watching, especially those that know what it takes to go in the military and what it means and stuff like that, to help those that are in need, that need that guidance. And we'll talk more about this when I do what I need to do and go further from there. But I just wanted to say that. But yeah, thank you, Rita, for saying that.
And thank you.
That, like I said, this has been something I've been doing. This is something I've been doing, and this isn't, because I'm sure people watch this stuff, and there's times where I talk about race and stuff like that. This is ain't got nothing to do with any of that. This has got to do with us in life, and and regardless of race, I love any and everybody as long as you love me back. As long as you show respect to us and we show respect to you, it is what it is. And so that's something that I have been doing for a very, very, very long time, and I will continue to do it. And that's what I'm gonna continue to do when I get to retirement age. here shortly. That being said, I'm gonna get. Do you have anything to clean your palate with, Ronnie? Before?
Quick. I gotta clean my palate, give my little brother a big up, man, because I have a little cousin who got his tentative letter to join the FAA, and call my brother up
Awesome.
to get him linked up as a mentor to pull him through because I'm sure he's gonna have a million questions. Who better to what I mean, utilize what we have together and use my brother and say, hey, let me call and I can't even remember. I can't believe I ain't called you earlier than this. But thank you, bro, for being there. I know you're a busy man, your granddad, husband, what I'm saying, you still working, you got the pie, man. So thank you for taking up. And we took a lot of his time that day too. And I don't even know if I don't know if that was one of your off days or not. But I appreciate that, man, because that's a big thing. He's still talking about that right now.
But at
so thank you, Bobby, for being there when I needed you.
Thank you.
When we needed you.
But at the same point, I want to say,
That's my path.
when I had stuff going on with my kids, I know I called Holly and I called you. To be honest, I mean, y'all was the first 2 phone calls.
Yeah.
Like, I need some goddamn Master Chiefs.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so,
That's how it's supposed to be.
you know what I mean? Like, so that's what family do. That's the greatest thing about not just our community as fellowship, as people, as how we came to go know each other, but as the shipwreck community. That's what we are, and that's what we will continue to be. And with that being said, I'm gonna clean my palate on this one thing here, which is it's time to vote. And I don't care who you voting for. I don't care if you looked at me and looked at this entire pod, or just quit this part here and you don't agree with anything that we said on here. It's time to vote here in Texas. And so early voting starts February 17th to February 27th. Primary election is March 3rd. Polls are open. Get out there and vote. So please get out there and vote. I don't care who you voting for. Just get out there and vote, because we're cleaning our palate right now. And I will add this: we are continuing to grow our community. Literally, damn near every day now, we're getting more subscribers to the channel, which I really do appreciate. And I love each and every one of y'all. And with that being said, it's time to go. Peace.
All right. Peace
Thank
out.
you, Bob.